Welcome to episode 316 of the AM/PM podcast. In this episode, I'm speaking with Nick Penev. Nick is from Bulgaria, and he made a killing selling supplements throughout Europe for about 10 years, all D2C. He's going to be talking about his story, some of the ups and downs, as well as what he's up to today. Enjoy this episode.
Welcome to the AM/PM podcast. Welcome to the AM/PM podcast, where we explore opportunities in e-commerce.
We dream big and we discover what's working right now.
Plus, this is the podcast where money never sleeps, working around the clock in the AM and the PM.
Are you ready for today's episode?
I said, are you ready? Let's do this. Here's your host, Kevin King. Kevin King.
Nick Penev, how are you doing, man? Great to have you on the AM/PM podcast. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin. I was actually planning to be here next year, but you surprised me, so I'm here earlier. So Christmas came early for me, so I'm very happy to be here, And I had like a great day for me, a lot of meetings, but the last meeting is the best, I guess. So.
There you go. That's right. It's you're ahead of me. I'm in Austin, Texas. So we're recording this. For me, it's the middle of the afternoon, but for you, it's almost bedtime, right?
Yeah, 10 p.m. Bed for the kids. It would be fun for me and the wife after that. So.
Now, where are you actually at?
Yeah, Sofia. So I'm actually in Sofia, Bulgaria. That's actually Eastern Europe.
So in Bulgaria, how big a country is that for a lot of people that don't know?
Yeah, 7 million is the population, like 1/4 of the size of California. So I'm not sure. The size of which states in the USA, but it's like I know that it's like 1/4 of California because I used to live there. I finished high school, university, so I know that for a fact.
Were you originally from Bulgaria, and then because I know you spent some time in the US as well?
Yeah, exactly. No, I finished high school here, and then I went as an exchange student to the States in like 2001. I came to the States 1 week before September 11. I actually have pictures with the Twin Towers. And my first day in school was September 11.
That was college.
Yeah, no, university. I just had my senior year there. Like an exchange student, I actually lived with the host family. Because this is what happened. Before I leave, my father told me, just finish your high school degree. And I actually took 2 years in one. I took all my finals for the 12th grade before I go there, because told me, if you change your mind, if you come back, you should have like a high school degree. So anyways, and that's why I have actually a high school degree here and the one in the States. But, that's not that important, Always, my first day in school, like that, I go to school, we had civics or something like that, and we're just watching the Twin Towers on TV. That's my first day, in school.
Welcome to America, and that 9/11 happens.
But the thing, one thing that I noticed there is how united the people were after that. So that was very, because that was very, different to what I've seen, because usually when bad things happen, people are not that united. So I have never seen that anywhere else, to be honest. And I lived in a small town, like 2,000 was the population, and like in Layton, California. It was very interesting,
Yeah, well, I agree. I mean, I remember that day very, very vividly. I was working in my office, and we actually were doing. I was working with models at the time, and we were doing some stuff. And we actually had one on a plane, actually she was coming out of Boston, and flying that morning out of Boston. She was on a flight that left about 45 minutes after one of the planes that flew from Boston that actually ended up was hijacked. And we were freaking out. We're like, we didn't know, what at that point we didn't know what planes or where they were, and we were freaking out. And we couldn't get a hold of her for like 4 or 5 hours, and then we finally got a hold of her, and she said, yeah, they canceled the flights. And I just remember waking up. I missed the first tower going down, but I remember waking up and turning the TV on and like, what the heck is going on? And seeing that second plane come into the tower, and it just transfixed everybody. I mean, everything just stopped, and like you said, everybody came together in this country. So it was amazing how everybody came together. Now we're so divided in the United States, and it's like a 360, or 180. It's a total different environment right now than what it was back then. And it upsets me every year. Sometimes people that didn't live through that, some of the younger generation, the kids in college right now, They hear it in Austin at the University of Texas every 9/11 in September. They go and they have a man on the street and they interview students, about that these are 19, 20, 21-year-olds that most of them either weren't born then or they were just born, and their attitudes and their beliefs around that is completely flabbergasting sometimes about what they think and how they feel about that. And it's just, they didn't live through it. They don't understand it. And it's difficult to explain to someone that didn't actually go through that.
Yeah, man. I mean, people have a very a quick expiration of their memory. People forget very quickly. I'll give you an example. Like for Europe, we used to have all these terrorist attacks. After COVID, everybody forgot that, and so people are like that. I mean, but that might be actually good on one side, because if you are feeling if you live in fear, people don't do anything. So I mean, probably is not good on some actually levels, but sometimes actually good. You need to keep on moving. But you're right. You guys are very divided right now. I know that because I have so many friends. But anyways, let's change the topic.
And let's change that. Yeah, but sometimes we can pivot, because sometimes times like these are some of the best times for business as well. Recessionary times, difficult times is sometimes when some of the best companies and the best opportunities happen. And you've been doing this business for a while. So after you came here as an exchange student, you went to university. Did you work for anybody here, or did you go back to Bulgaria right after that?
Yeah,
or did you?
Let me tell you the story. So this is what happened. I finished high school. I got a scholarship for Fresno Pacific University, which is a private university in Fresno. And I went there for actually 3 years. But then the issue was the following. I had a girlfriend from high school. She was trying to come to the States with me, and she got her actually visa application rejected 3 times. And one day I said, okay, man, I'm going to go back, I'm not going to tell anybody, I didn't tell my parents, anybody. I just went to Bulgaria and I said, okay, let's do something. Let's go to France. And actually I went to France, without telling anybody. I lived in France. I wanted to find some job. Nothing happened. I didn't know the language, so I only learned how to say I'm looking for a job. Je cherche travail. I still remember that I was calling people, even got a job in one place, but it didn't work out. I didn't know the language. So long story short is eventually we came back to Bulgaria. We just take the overnight bus from Paris to Sofia. And then actually we just say, okay, man, what are we going to do right now? Are we going to stay in Sofia, or we go to the beach side? Because on the beach side there's a lot of resorts, so I can actually work in the summer. And I said, okay, let's do heads and tails. And actually it was Varna. Varna is one of the resorts. We went there. We lived there for a few years, but that's the period when I was a bartender, waiter for 1 year. But to be honest, every young guy, they should work as a bartender or a waiter. There is no better job that you can learn to sell and actually read people. So that's probably one recommendation to everybody. If you've never done that, this is probably the best thing to do, And just to fast forward a little bit, then I actually get back to Sofia few years, a year after that, and I got my first sales job. There was a company called apos.net. They were doing, they were actually GoDaddy and Rackspace competitors. I'm sure that everybody knows GoDaddy. And we're just selling hosting, dedicated servers, web design, all this guy. And the first day I go to the office, actually, we had a training with one guy from the US team. He was in Bulgaria, and he was saying, okay, I'm doing 50K per month, and I'm getting 5,000 commission per month. And just to give you a perspective, my salary was $200. Wow. And I just one guy who was doing 5K. And then I'm very competitive guy. I'm like that. So what happened? My wife was actually she was my girlfriend back then. She was telling me that when I was sleeping, I was having dreams, nightmares. I was saying dedicated service, web design, and this is how much they cost. This is how I'm gonna sell. So actually, I was dreaming about what we're doing, and I had the goal in my mind. Okay, I would like to be the best sales guy in the company, and this is actually what happened. I'm just fast forwarding a little bit, but in the next 4 years, I was actually the best sales guy in the company, and I was 20 23 that at the time when I started, and I worked there for 5 years, and I was averaging like $5,000 per month.
Wow.
And to give a perspective, my mother. She's still a doctor, like a medical doctor, pediatrician. And she was making €300. So at 23, I was actually doing what my mother was doing in more than a year. And this
You're
is
doing per month. You're doing per month more than what she was doing in a year as a doctor.
Exactly, because it was a US company. We're outsourcing Bulgaria. We had a team in Bulgaria which was competing with the team in the States, but it was fair game. You sell something, you get 10% commission. And then I realized how much you can do. Obviously, when you're. There's actually no limit to what you can do. And then I said, okay, man, you can do anything. And actually I worked for these guys for like 5 years, but a lot of time in life, some things don't make sense. So what happened like in 2010, the company got acquired, and even though we're doing a lot of sales, they say, okay, man, we don't want the European office. And I was from doing 5K per month, like an average, I went to zero. They closed the office. And
Oh man.
and the other thing, this was probably the worst period in my life because my wife got pregnant. She had like almost miscarriage. She had like 4 babies. One, like 4 twins. One survived, which is my first son. He's named Nico, by the way, which Nico is like for victorious. From the Greek mythology. Nike is the goddess of victory. So that's why we called him Nico. Then, at the same time, I had a car accident at the exact same crossroad 1 week apart.
Oh.
And these are the only 2 times that I've ever had a car accident. And usually, and then I was not able to find a job for a few months. Eventually, I actually got a job in a company doing affiliate and performance marketing. And all these things happened at the same time. But we have a saying in Bulgarian: too much bad is never bad, and too much good is never good. So when a lot of bad things happen to you, there is a balance. Then something good is going to happen to you, and then things start to actually happen in a positive way for me. The company. They were actually also in a bad period. Now I was about to get like $1,000 per month, which was not what I was used to making. But since I had like a mortgage, a pregnant wife, and all this stuff, it was good. But the thing is, I was about to get a lot of commission based on the sales that I do. But actually things are not going right at the company. Though they had a lot of campaigns, they had their campaigns suspended, so nobody was making money. But I saw one thing, which I liked in the company. They were selling some product called acai berry. I'm not sure if you remember that. It's the magic Brazilian fruit.
Yeah.
Or they call it acai berry. And I said, okay. I got an idea. I love what these guys are doing. I'm going to leave them, and I have some saved money. I'm going to set up like a private label supplements, and I'm going to start selling that.
So you set this up through them, or you set this up on the side?
No. I actually left the company. I said I'm gonna set up that. I like that. Nobody is doing that. I see that there is a potential, even though these guys is not working out right now. And what happened next? I left.
That was Extreme.
Company.
That was Extreme Brands.
Yeah, Extreme Power Brands. I'll go to Extreme Power Brands. Actually, this is my second product. But the story is the following. I actually left the company, and I went to my best friend. He's like an IT guy, and I told him, his name is Lucky. I said, hey, Lucky, I work for this company. They're doing some stuff. I think we can do it ourselves. And this guy said, okay, man. But he's like that. He's very good with like all this technical stuff, but he's very like undecisive.
Where was this company sell the first company before you left? Where were they selling that in?
They're actually selling all kinds of offers for like other companies, like supplements.
In Bulgaria or in Europe?
No. Actually, globally. They're like affiliate marketing. Let's say you have an offer, you do the performance marketing for you. And then they were actually thinking of doing their own product. And this is where I left, and I said, okay, I'm going to do something like that myself. And of course, but I didn't have too much money. And I didn't have partners. I didn't know how to build a website. So I actually spoke with my best friend and I said, okay, let's do a website. We're going to call it like Bio Acai Berry, because bio all the green bullshit stuff. And he said, okay, man, but I'm scared. I don't know how to do that. I said, okay, don't worry. Build a website. I'm gonna order like 100 units from like one wholesale website in the UK, and we're gonna resell that. So we purchased them for like €10, and we resold them for like €50 each. And this happened in a matter of like 2 weeks. And I thought, okay, man, do you see?
And
We
you sold,
actually ordered.
where did you sell them? Where was the website?
It was called like Bio Akai Bear or something like that. We just built a website, and we're actually reselling the products that we purchased from another supplier.
And where were you selling them? In the U.S. and in Europe?
Oh no, in Bulgaria, just in Bulgaria.
Okay, only Bulgaria.
Okay, just locally, And then I made like few K, and I said, okay, man, see, we can do that. Let's build our own private like label product. And then what happened? I didn't know anything about that, but that's why we have Google, private label manufacturers. I found a company in the UK, and they say, okay, what do you want? Okay, would like, let's say, to private label this product. And they said, okay, man, you guys need to do like a label and all this stuff. And we just ordered I think the minimum was like 1,000 units. Mm-hmm. And we called the product Acai Verde. And this means in Latin, verde is green, because it was dried freeze. We want to say a pure supplement product. And that was actually our first product. And the good thing was that nobody else was doing that, in Bulgaria. Nobody was advertising on Facebook and Google Ads for that. We're actually paying 1 cent per click, which is crazy. The first month we're actually spending $100 for the advertising, and we're getting 100 sales.
Wow.
So cost per action was $1.
Wow.
And when you do that, then you realize, okay, man, we need to expand to Greece. Then we expanded to Greece, then to Romania. And
so when you expand to each of these, did you set up a specific website in each of these places? Like you set up a website in .gr or whatever, and it's all in Greek.
Exactly, all in Greek. We hired a person who speaks Greek. He did the translation. We hired a person who speaks Romanian. They did the translation, and we always had a landing page, the so-called bridge pages. You can lose weight, you can do that. These pages.
Yeah.
They're not actually the most trustworthy pages, but we made a lot of money. So, we actually set up a logistic partner in each company. So we're just learning all the time. We're experimenting. But the best thing was that we actually never. We never did anything in advance. So, for example, whenever we're actually starting a new market, we're actually building the page without having the supplements there. We do a test campaign. We get verification that our product is actually being sold and it's profitable. And the next day, actually, we ship the supplements, and we tell the clients, "Hey guys, thank you for ordering our product. We're out of stock. We're gonna make the delivery in 1 week." And because it was early, nobody was doing that. No, people are willing to wait. Mm-hmm. And from actually building a website to execution, it was in a matter of 1 or 2 weeks, which is crazy right now. Nobody does that, but when you're early,
So where were you fulfilling from? If you had a site in Romania and a site in Greece, did you have a 3PL service in each of those countries, or were you all doing it from one central location within Europe?
No. Initially, we had a 3PL in each market, because we're able to send them from Bulgaria to Greece and Romania, but the shipping cost was not good. The delivery time was not good. So we need to actually have a local 3PL. But that was not an issue. That was really easy, because we're sending huge volumes. And to be honest, actually, one of the companies which was servicing us back then, we used to be their first client. And to this day, he's telling me, "Nick, you guys actually helped us a lot, because you actually helped our business to grow."
Their best client, not their first client.
No, actually, we're the first client selling this type of supplements, but actually we're the clients with the highest volumes.
Okay.
So actually, we help the company to grow through our expansion.
So what kind of sales did you reach? This is 2010, 2011, right?
Yeah, exactly. 2011 is when we started actually really heavy. So
you were in Greece, Romania, and Bulgaria at that time?
Exactly.
Those three?
This was actually in the first few months. So within the first year, we actually expanded to all Europe. And when I mean all Europe, we tested UK, Germany, Scandinavians, but we never actually were selling too much there because they already had exposure to these products. So our markets were actually the niche markets like Spain, Italy, Central Europe, and something like the pre-Baltics. Now, the Baltics are really small countries, but we're doing like 1,000 sales per day in these three. The same like for Central Europe. So we're actually selling
So in,
in the
in Finland,
market.
Norway, and Sweden, you were doing 1,000 per day?
No. We actually there we did little because the CPC was crazy. I told you, in Bulgaria we're paying like 1 cent. In Sweden it was like half a euro.
Wow. And this
So,
is mostly
like
what, like Facebook ads or what?
yeah, only Facebook and Google Ads. So at certain point in our peak, we're doing sometimes between 500,000 to million in ad spend per month. But that was actually in 2015, 16. But let me get back a little bit in the story. So, and then after that, of course, we have a supplement. Obviously, target audience is mostly women. I said, okay, let's build actually a product for men. And we actually found like a product in the USA called XO Booster. It was like it was like L-arginine nitric boosters. No, you just look buff, even though you're not that strong.
Okay. So how did you pick that? Did you do some sort of research with some sort of tools? Did you just like stumble on it? Like someone said, hey, this is the new up and coming thing? Or how did you?
There were, as far as I knew, there was no tools. So we're just checking what offers are being actually run on like the US websites because we knew, to be honest, I don't even remember how we found that. But I think, we're using some tools which we can actually change the IP of your browser and you can actually check out specific websites for the type of offers they're running. And we saw that in the USA, there is this muscle builder tool called XO Booster or something like that. It's like nitric boosters. It's with L-arginine and all this kind of stuff. And I said, okay, let's call it Extreme Power. And this actually the company of my actual agency right now, but that's like 10 years after that. So we set up a muscle builder product. And then every 6 months, we're actually developing a new product. So after that, we did a product which was called Smoke Deter, which you're about. The thing is on how to stop smoking. It was a complete flop. Nobody was buying that.
Well, you can't sell a smoke stopper to Europeans who smoke.
Yeah, we're that. But the good thing about us is that we never ordered any stock in advance. So we always build like a landing page for like few markets. We do a test campaign. If we have no sales, then we just drop the project. If we have good number of sales, of course, we go and order from the manufacturer. We just build the label, get the certificates, and we're ready to sell in like 2 to 3 months.
And this is all direct to consumer. You off your own website. Nothing. This is not like Amazon or anywhere else. It's all
no Amazon, and I'll tell you why. First thing is that our company was registered in Bulgaria and then in Malta, and we're not able to sell on Amazon from these locations back then. This is one reason, and the second reason is we're actually buying the supplements for €2 and we're selling them for €50, and there is no way we can sell. Eventually, when we're able to sell on Amazon, there was no way for us to sell at this price. We need to actually decrease the price. So it didn't make sense for us ever to sell on Amazon. Because, we even knew our competitors by name. There are actually 2 companies selling that in Europe. And one of those were actually the company where I worked in 2010, where I left. So we actually became their biggest competitors. And because we're not doing any trademark or copyrights, because we're doing stuff so quickly, when we actually launched the Extreme Power brands, you know what they did like 2 weeks later? They copied everything and they called their product Extreme Gain.
wow.
So they copied our website landing page, but you have no copyrights, you have no trademark, so there is nothing that you can do. So the only way for us was to actually make up new products. And then we actually had like a male enhancement product, how to stay hard the longest. And this one was called Omnipotence. And this was probably our third most successful brand. We're selling like crazy, like thousands of supplements from those per day, usually on like adult websites. And all that was great for this product until the dating websites actually took our traffic. So they're paying so much to the actual agencies that we actually couldn't compete with them. So one by one, each of the products were actually being pushed out
So you didn't have them on like a subscription kind of thing, or was it all one-off purchases?
No, it's a one-time purchase because see, the subscription purchase, this is the so-called free sample stuff. And I actually was asking our lawyer, okay, man, can we do that? And he said, yes, you in the USA, in Europe, you get trouble. You have a lot of lawsuits if you do that. And we never did that because this is probably the most profitable thing. But eventually, a lot of companies got sued in the States and like affiliates doing that because what you're doing, you're telling them you pay just the shipping, we're going to keep on sending you stuff. But of course, this is in the fine print. So a lot of people are actually suing
to explain that, they would say get a 30-day supply for free, just pay $5.95 shipping or something like that.
Exactly.
And then what in the fine print it would say you're signing up for a subscription service, and every month we're going to bill you $59.95 or something like that. And a lot of people didn't realize that, and you're banking on most people not either arguing it or just canceling after 1 or 2 months. So you get a lot of extra sales from unsuspecting people.
Exactly. And that's why, we didn't do that because it also, you get in a lot of legal trouble. So obviously, money are good, but you're misleading people because what we're selling, it might not work, but you're not ever misleading people because, what we're doing is just innovating, keep on introducing new products. And eventually we had like 20 private label supplements. And even though we actually stopped selling like probably 3 years ago, people keep on actually buying all this stuff because we create a lot of content. And
was there a lot of liability with that? Anybody complaining like, hey, this didn't work as it worked, or anybody threatening you or getting any kind of getting sick off of using it improperly or anything like that?
No, because this is the one thing that we're actually doing a little different. We're actually buying more expensive supplements, which actually were actually better than the rest. Because a lot of people are actually ordering from China, which back then was not that popular for the best quality.
Yeah.
And ours were actually from the USA or from a UK manufacturer, meaning they're more expensive, but they had like better like ingredients. So actually we're better, in a way, they're not hurting anybody. We're telling everybody, we're actually doing some tutorials with like fitness models and all these people. So we're telling them, okay, it would work, but of course you need to work out, because that was actually part of the Google and Facebook compliance, because eventually they suspended all our accounts, by the way, in 2016, even though we're doing like.
So at your peak, what were you doing per month?
Yeah, peak. Like our peak year was like 5 million
per month, or for the year.
No, year for the year. But keep in mind that we started like 4 years earlier with like 5K was the total investment. Me, my best friend, which was a partner, and one other guy who was like the developer. He developed all our affiliate portal, like everything. There was no tools. If there were tools, we didn't know about that. We developed our own CRM, our own fulfillment software, our own affiliate marketing program. And so this is actually the big difference between back then and now. Now we have thousands of solutions. Back then you had nothing. Of course, it was early. Nobody was doing most of the stuff that you do, but you didn't have any tools to do any proper research or anything. And this is like I said, D2C, it's not like Amazon,
So you never sold any of this stuff on Amazon in Europe or anywhere. It's always just direct to consumer on your own website. No other marketplaces, no eBay, no. So all direct. So in 2015, 2016, Google and Facebook, they changed some of the algorithms. They changed some of the rules on what you can and can't do. You can't shame people into saying that, hey, you can lose weight and all this stuff. So how did you pivot?
Yeah, so obviously what happened one day, they just suspend your account, and we said, okay, tell us what should we change. And they say, okay, you need to change the landing page, you need to remove the bridge pages, you need to do all this stuff. And I say, okay, we're gonna do that. We change everything based on their guidelines, and 2-3 weeks later they say, okay, we're suspending you forever. It doesn't matter that you're complying. They even stopped replying. And from doing, like I mentioned, like 500,000 ad spend, we just went to zero. It was only Google Ads, and then I realized, okay, we're just too dependent on this, like Facebook.
What, 500,000 ad spend per month?
Exactly.
Well, that doesn't add up though. $500,000 ad spend per month and 5 million per year in gross sales. That
Yeah. Okay.
so
Okay, so probably that was like the peak month that we ever did, that was, but they actually suspended us. So that was like the best year was like when they suspended our account. So this was probably the best that we ever did.
okay. That was like 2015, 2016.
Yeah, 2015 or 16, it was at the same time that the mobile ads kicked in, because the mobile ads kicked in, a lot of conversions. I mean, a lot of like impressions, no conversions. They suspended our account. So we said, okay, we need to find something different. We cannot just rely on these guys because they'll keep on suspending our accounts. We actually they hit like a run around using like alternative accounts, but it didn't make sense, to continue doing that.
So what did you do?
And then I said, okay, let's do like affiliate marketing. We're just gonna find like as many affiliates as we want. They're gonna do all the traffic for us. We're just gonna pay them by results. And this is actually what we started doing afterwards. We're only paying by like cost per action because all the sales that we're doing are cash on delivery.
Well, you should have a good house list by this time too, that you can go back out to, right?
We had like 500,000 like clients. And I have even a funny story because people keep on asking me, okay, what's your WhatsApp number? And I said, okay, man, I don't have a WhatsApp number because it's suspended for a while. And they say, okay, why is that? Because one time, my guys told me, okay, we have sold all these emails, we don't do anything with them. There is like a service we can text them. Oh, and I said, okay, man, let's do that. Let's test with 50,000. Okay, and they say, okay, man, and nobody was willing to use their number. I said, okay, I don't care, use mine. We started doing that, and I think, I'm not sure, like we sent few thousand, and they just suspended my phone number, and that's it. And it didn't work out or anything. So we're complete newbies now. Email marketing, zero, We're just doing so much profit from this, the basic stuff that we never looked into anything that people are doing right now. Which is probably because we don't have any knowledge. We're just making easy money without trying hard.
How many people in the company?
At the peak, 50. We had like
50?
one or two people for each market in the call center, because obviously we're just doing like the calls, confirming the orders and all this stuff. We had like 5 people in the media buying team, so like around 50 at the peak. But to be honest, you can do it with less.
And this is all remote. You didn't have like a main office because you've been working remote.
Yeah,
like
this is the
time.
thing. My partner, one of the business partners, he wanted to be the boss. He wanted to stay in the office. So I was running the biz dev, marketing, like advertising, everything remotely, and he was always staying in the office. But the thing is, whenever he need to fire somebody, he was telling me, okay, Nick, this guy, you need to fire him. So I was only going to the office to actually fire people because he wanted to be the boss without the nasty stuff when you need to fire people. But anyways, that's another story. That's why I don't like offices too much.
So someone that was looking at getting into the supplement space, do you think that's still a good space to get into? Or do you think it's just too competitive and too many rules and regulations on how you can advertise, and you're doing everything with one hand tied behind your back?
Honestly, too much. See, aggregators, they were not buying brands. Like supplements, they buy pet supplements, but not the regular supplements. So, you've been the Amazon space for a long time, but you tell me if it's true. But I have people telling me that you need to actually spend 2 years, even like 2 years actually selling on Amazon before you break even. So you need to have
Yeah, it's brutal. Unless you can really niche down to something that's very, very, very specific, it's brutal. And there's a lot of black hat. There's a lot of competition. A lot of because like you said, you're buying them for €2 and selling for 50. It's crazy margin. So it attracts some nefarious characters sometimes.
Yeah, you'll be surprised, but I still have some offers running for some of our competitors. But they actually switch from supplements to all kind of scams, like the crypto scams. They actually, I saw like a few years ago something called the little Bitcoin. So they're it was kind of on the shady side, but like a supplement, you can always actually succeed, but you need to have something which really works. real quality, one of our products called Omnipotence that I mentioned, the mailing hands. This product, it obviously works because it's like
It's like a
I would,
Viagra knockoff or something.
yeah, no, not like Viagra, no, it's just like to be hard, for a long time. So, I mean, this, I guess it's like Viagra, but something like that. Anyways, the thing is, this product was working very well, and years after that, people keep on ordering the product, even though we didn't have it anymore. So obviously, when you build a product which works, people are gonna keep on buying that. But of course, no, now it's much harder. And, to be honest, no, last week I actually consulted a company which was selling supplements. And I told them, just keep in mind that, it's much harder right now. But they're saying, okay, our product is great, So if you have a really good product, you would succeed, but you would spend a lot of money. You need to find like the right partners to actually help do that. And just to be completely honest, I wouldn't be doing supplements right now at this stage.
So you exited what a couple years ago, right? In 2020, you actually did you sell the company or did you close it down or?
No, I sold everything to my partner.
Okay.
Yeah, he wanted to do like an Amazon in Eastern Europe, and I said, "You're crazy." He wanted to actually order multiple supplements, sell our own products in his own, and I said, "Okay, man, I have enough. How are you gonna sell that?" He said, "Okay, I don't know. You're the sales guy. Okay, I'm the sales guy, but I don't. I think it's not like a good idea." And I said, "Okay, man, I have enough. 10 years is too much, And this is actually where Hellotax comes into the picture. We're using Hellotax as a client, which is one of the companies I represent right now. They're actually a VAT compliance solution, and what they do is obviously they were taking care of our VAT, like filing reports and everything for our own brands. And when I sold the company, they told me, "Okay, Nick, I see that you guys are changing the ownership, and I know that you're doing a lot of affiliates and partnership programs because I actually got to know the."
When he bought you out, did he just cut you a check or are you like getting some sort of ongoing payments?
Yeah, that's how much I got.
You get zero.
Yeah, zero. I don't know, but actually we're sliding. See, 2015, 16 was the peak. We have never heard of aggregators, M&A advisors.
So when you exited, you basically just threw in the towel and said, "Here, take it. It's yours."
Exactly, but we're actually getting a lot of profits when it was successful, and I bought a lot of properties. So actually, I cannot say that I didn't get enough from the.
You were happy with the previous 10 years of what it threw off, and you're like, I'm done with this. I don't like the direction you're going. Just take it. I'm out, basically.
Exactly. Because like I said, it was really easy. That was my first business venture. And how people do one thing, they fail, they win, they fail, they win. In my case, the first time I won, and then when we were actually making the most of the money, we got spoiled. We're just not as driven as it was in the beginning. We started doing some bullshit. just spending money for dumb stuff.
How's it going now for him since you've left with his new Amazon ideas and all the stuff that he wanted to do?
It's gone.
Everything
is gone. Yeah.
The company is like it's history.
History. We still have the website, but nothing. His idea was ordering a lot of stock for companies without knowing how to sell that and using like reseller and all this stuff. But that's not honestly, like I told you, the issue that I always had when I was running my company is how to order X amount of products so I can sell them in X amount of time.
So you guys were right place, right time, and you were able to ride away for a while, but running the business side of things and the operation side of things wasn't really the skill set.
Yeah, we're actually suck at business and operations, that's the whole truth. We're actually like 20 something, no business experience, So obviously, if just to give an example, if somebody with business experience were actually where we are in 2015, 16, probably they would be doing 8 figures more globally. But since we don't have that experience and we're actually poor guys, when we started, like I told you, 5K, it was initial investment, and you have 5 million in fears in the poorest country in Europe. Your head is off, So I mean, you're not dreaming about this stuff. Sometimes when you get rich too quickly, I mean, you don't realize what you have there. And when you don't have the business experience, probably our mistake is that we didn't find the person that actually we can have the business side of things, how to operate that properly. Because I'm very good in actually finding new things, but I'm not like the best guy in actually operational.
So how was that? How was that adjustment from making a lot of money and taking the money out and probably could buy almost anything you want or do whatever you want to now not it going down and you not having all that money? Were you able to save some away and you're okay?
No. I'm saying that we could have done much more if we had somebody who knows what they're doing. We might have grown the company a lot because we didn't lose the money. No, we're not actually losing money. We're just doing less sales. But whenever we're actually doing a lot of money, we're actually getting all the profit. So we purchased a lot of properties right now. So nothing is lost. But I'm saying that potential for growth was huge and we didn't do anything. So that's the thing. I mean, we're not actually. I have like 10 properties across Bulgaria. So I mean, we've
By
made
properties,
a lot of
do you
money.
mean these are like apartment houses or rentals?
Exactly, like rental properties.
So income producing properties, not like land somewhere.
No. Actually, my business partner, he's into lands. He purchased a lot of lands, but he's not doing anything with them. On my end, actually, everything that I purchase with the profit from the company, they're actually in some either like rentals or like where we live right now or our beach house. So obviously, we have like a big apartment in Sofia, and we have one on the beach. So everything else we're actually renting out.
Okay.
So, but of course, I mean, I did some dumb stuff with like oil features and other stuff in the meantime. So I closed like $250,000. But that's another thing. Like I told you, when you get a lot of money without knowing what to do, you do some dumb stuff in the meantime.
Now, one of the things that you're big on right now is you're like a connector. You like meeting new people in the e-commerce space. It's not just Amazon, but anything in the e-commerce space, and then connecting people and like introducing different people to different things. Where does that come from? Where does that passion come from to do that? Because I'll get emails from you. I think when we first spoke a while back, you're like, all right, so what do? You got some information from me? Like, okay, I know like 25 people that you should meet. Some of them I already knew, and some of them I didn't. And you would send out emails, hey, John, meet Kevin. Kevin does this. John, you do this. You guys might have something you might be able to work on together. You really are known for doing that. Where does that come from?
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you the story now. When actually I got out of my business, and when Tax offered me the following, they told me, you do partnerships for your company. You have a lot of affiliates partners, and we've been thinking to actually build a partner program for Tax. Can you help us out? Mm-hmm. And I said, okay, I'm out of my business. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I'll do it for you guys. I like new challenges, so let's do it for you. And then I didn't know anybody in the Amazon space. I mean, I was a brand owner. I mean, I can say that probably I know like 5 or 6 guys that were using for other services. But I said, okay, Tax offers VAT. That's it. If people come to us, they would need much more than that. So if whenever they come to me, I'm gonna build a partner network. So I'm gonna connect them with everybody. The thing is, you come to me, you know everybody, because you need more than just the VAT. And I just started doing casual introductions. I meet somebody, okay, meet with this guy. You guys can do some good stuff together. And I started doing that like that. And my wife was telling me, okay, why are you doing that? Nobody's connecting people for free. Nobody works for free. And I said, okay, why shouldn't I do that? I can actually grow my network. I can help people. And when you do that, where actually everybody's benefiting. You're just spreading, what you help all people, and I thought it's a good thing to do. I was not planning anything commercial with that. And eventually, few of my partners came to me and they say, okay, Nick, can you do what you're doing for Tax for us? And I said, okay, do what? And they said, okay, to run the partnership. Mm-hmm. And I said, you guys just gave me an idea, I'll set up a partnership agency and network. And just like that, actually I turned my hobby, because you can see it a hobby connecting people, into partial business, partial what I like to do. So, and I actually got the following idea. Uh, when I meet somebody, I'm gonna connect them with partners who can actually help them grow, and vice versa. And by doing that, obviously, I'm growing my network. Everybody benefits doing that, and people are gonna actually return the favor, even if you don't ask that. So, and right now I have like 20 companies which are actually paid clients, where I run the partnership for them. And just to put it as simply as possible, I teach them how to grow through partnerships, because everybody in the space, they want business. One people would like to work with brands, people want to work with Amazon brands, one company would like to work with Shopify brands. And I'm telling them, the best way to actually grow your business is when you connect with other partners who work with the same clients without actually competing with you. And you just need to do a certain set of things. You need to obviously be willing to share. You will be willing to help them out. And just by creating all this content, first you help the sellers on either end. You get some business, you get exposure. So it's a win-win cooperation. And just by accident, that's what happened. And some people don't, honestly, they don't know what exactly I do. And I do it on purpose, because I would like, when I meet somebody, just to be, for people not to make assumption. I'm like that. I meet everybody. You want to sell me stuff, I come and join the meeting. You might sell me something that I need, I might learn something. So I have this approach. I meet everybody, I talk with everybody. I don't care if you're like founder or like a new small partner. I can always learn some stuff. You can always show me something that I don't know. You can, if you're not a perfect match for me, I can find somebody who is the best match for you. And then some people tell me, okay, I mean, what is the catch? I mean, how do you make money? And I'm telling them the following: I make money from only 10% of my partners. I don't need to make money from everybody. So
Sometimes a lot of people lose sight of just doing good things. It comes back to you, like you
Yeah,
said.
man.
You're not expecting someone to give you a favor back or to return it, but just by doing good out there, eventually good is done back to you, and it comes around. You just got to make sure people don't take advantage of you, but doing good for others can pay dividends in the long term for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask me now about my previous business, I was making probably most money in the peak, but I cannot say that I was feeling satisfied in what I was doing. Right now, I cannot even call what I'm doing as a job, because I mean, I like what I'm doing.
Well, there's a difference in success and fulfillment. You were having
Exactly.
success selling the supplements for a long time, but you weren't fulfilled. Now you're getting fulfilled. You're doing what you're passionate. You're introducing people. You're helping people. You're guiding people, and that's much more fulfilling to you and much more rewarding. And that's important. It's not always all about the money.
Exactly. I fully agree with you, and I'm happy that I had some failures, because if I didn't have these failures, I wouldn't be doing what I do right now, which I really like.
What's next? What's next for you?
I hate to plan. Even I'm extremely organized. Everybody's telling me I haven't seen a better organized person like you, because I do like a 4-day work week. I never work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but I never would like to plan too much ahead. For example, my wife was asking me the other day, okay, how many coins did you have? I don't know. I don't count them. So, I mean, I'm happy with what I do. And the other thing that I don't mind is I never push anybody to become a client. If you're not ready, I'm not gonna take. I tell you, okay, do these things. When you're ready, we can talk again. And this is why actually I do it on purpose, because partnerships are unlike anything else. You need to be ready for partnerships. If you're ready just to receive without giving, then you're not ready for partnership. So you need like a specific mindset for that. So I mean, well, honestly, I mean, I like what I'm doing. I make more than enough. I'm like sitting fulfilled, unlike before. I mean, I don't know.
That's what matters, man. That's where it's at.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask me for planning, probably what I'm planning is how to do like eternal summer, because now I've been thinking that we should actually travel with my wife and kids and live in like a different country each year so the kids can work from experience. But this is probably the one thing that they should be doing. The only thing is holding us back is that obviously my younger son, who is like 7, he has like a speech delay. So if he gets better, we can go anywhere. But besides that, I can do what I do from anywhere. I talk with people everywhere. I've met so many good people, and probably I'm planning to go on some offline events next year to finally meet them in person, because I'm like a remote junk. I go speak at a lot of conferences and a lot of things, but I don't go in person. But I went to one event here, and I guess I like it. People like me when I go there, so I guess I'll make an exception and go to a few events next year just to meet some people. Because people don't believe me that I'm real. I send like a cardboard copy of me to Las Vegas, and people went there thinking that I'm there. But anyways, so.
Well, Nick, if people want to reach out to you or learn more, how would they? What's the best way for them to get a hold of you?
LinkedIn is where I hang out a lot of the time. So I'm gonna share my LinkedIn profile with Kevin, or you can just write Nick Penev. I think there is nobody else with that name.
It's Penev for those
exactly.
Those needing to spell it. P like Paul, Enev like Victor.
Exactly, and I have a picture that you're not gonna. Actually, you'll notice the picture is nothing like you've seen on LinkedIn. It's like with one guy with an inflatable around his head with minions. So you haven't seen that, but that's on purpose. Now, if people make assumptions, they shouldn't connect with me. I'm not the regular guy, So.
Well, awesome, Nick. I really appreciate you coming on and telling your story. This has been great. We'll have to do this again sometime.
Yeah, Kevin. I think you're the first one who has actually asked all these questions. I don't think I have ever told my story to anybody like you. So I guess you know how to ask questions. That's for sure.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Well, it's great to have you on, man, and we'll talk again soon. As you can see from Nick's story, there's lots of opportunities out there besides just selling on Amazon. Nick really didn't even sell on Amazon. He sold all D2C and tailored everything to the markets that he was targeting, targeting Greece, targeting Romania, putting everything in that local language and just cleaning up and doing really well. And I really like what he said at the end about it's not all about success, it's about fulfillment, and how he's really enjoying what he's doing now more so than when he was making bank selling supplements. So that's a really important lesson. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Next week, I'll be back with another guest, Arnold Shields. Arnold is from Australia, and we'll be talking about a subject that's not the most exciting, but it's super important. And he's got some really good tips and strategies all around accounting and bookkeeping and some of the common mistakes people make when they're doing their forecasting and a lot of other really cool stuff. So I hope you join us for that episode. Before we leave today, I've got my good little tip for you as well, my little golden nugget. And this week it is this one. Good marketing can sell once, but only a good product can sell twice. Remember that. Good marketing can always sell once, but only a good product can sell twice. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.